Hi everybody, welcome to week 10. I want to go through the PBI process with you to make sure everybody understands what you're supposed to be doing for your project, because this is your main project for the course. So in front of you on the screen we have the PBI process, which is a very straightforward inquiry process. I think the main thing to remember is that you want to make sure that your compelling question is guiding your process. Let's just go through everything that's on the syllabus right now. I hope everybody's going by the information on the syllabus, because that's really your guide. If you stay close to the syllabus, then you'll be fine. So we've got ask a compelling research question, which you all have your questions developed. Then you're going to be moving into gathering and analyzing information, which of course you all do automatically because that's what we do when we begin a project. I'd like for you though to think about how you're gathering and analyzing your information with your partner. So think about it. Think about your TPAC. Think about the levels of learning that you want your students to engage in. You can use the revised Bloom's taxonomy for that if you're familiar with that. Or another theory, learning theory that you might be familiar with. Vygotsky's social learning theory, metacognitive theory, schema theory, any of the theories that will be helpful to you to guide your thinking as you go through your process. As you gather and analyze your information, you're basically designing your lesson for the students. That's what you're doing. You're designing the lesson that you want to do with the students. Then, of course, you are going to creatively synthesize that information. And that's where using the video documentary process will come into play, because you've got to think about how you're going to synthesize the information and kind of come up with a meta perspective of, while you're in the classroom doing your project, then it's almost like you have to come out of yourself and think about how am I going to create a documentary about this project. So while you're doing your project in class with your partner, you would want to make sure that your partner is, one of you is doing the lesson, the other one is videotaping clips of the lesson. And of course you have to make sure you get permission from the school and the parents to videotape the students. I think a few of you said you can't get permission, so then you'll just have to do a workaround and make sure you don't have any faces of the students on your video. But I've been doing this for quite a while, and most schools let you videotape the students. Now think about when you creatively synthesize, you've got to think about how you're going to put that video together and the documentary. And you're going to use Movie Maker or iMovie. You can use either one of those, whatever you're more familiar with. If you're not familiar with either one, I've provided some tutorials for you so you can go through those. They're fairly simple to use. And hopefully, between you and your partner, you'll have enough expertise to make an interesting video. A couple of pointers for those of you who haven't done videos before. Make sure that when you're doing your video, when you're getting your video clips, that you speak loudly enough. That's probably the #1 problem we have with these low production videos, is that you just don't think about using the microphone, or you just don't get close enough to your students when they're talking. And so here you've got a nice video, but you can't hear it. So you want to make sure that you guard against that problem. Also, try to be creative and think about combining your media. You can have some video clips, some moving images. You might have some still shots. You might do some voiceovers. You might do some live interviews with either you speaking or your partner or students in the classroom. You might also put text on the screen and just have some text running. So try to use an interesting combination of those features so that it will be visually pleasing for the audience as you put that together. Now you're also going to critically evaluate and revise. And we've got a rubric for you. We've got the rubric for your video production. So you want to make sure you go very closely by the rubric. And I've divided it into two components, intellectual quality and aesthetic and technical quality. So just go through those components on the rubric and make sure you're hitting all of those in terms of your video product. And then finally, you're going to publish, share, and act. And I like to include act in there because I feel like inquiry hopefully is for a purpose so that you're actually acting on something that you're learning about. So hopefully you'll do this project, you'll share it with colleagues, and then you'll be able to act on what you've learned and then maybe do workshops for other teachers at your school or share it with your principal, but that you're actually continuing to act. And then we will share our products. You can put it on YouTube, Vimeo. There's also a College of Education video sharing site. But we will need to have a URL for the product. So, towards the end of the semester, then everybody will be sharing their products in what we call the Design Studio Showcase, and that's really where you share it with each other and we get to provide feedback. I have built into the process time for you to share and provide feedback with your peers. So you will have time to provide feedbacks and everybody will have time to do one more revision before you showcase your final project. So here's the rubric for the 5-minute video, and you can see the different elements. And then also in addition to your other product, in addition to the video, you're going to do a paper. And remember again, your partners, you write the paper together, you do the video together, and you write the paper together. So collaboration is a key element in this class. But here's the rubric for the written report. And again, you can see that it's 8 to 10 pages double spaced. And you're going to have your rationale, lesson implementations, challenges and success, and how well you collaborated. And that's worth 20 points. So those are your two products. Make sure you go by the rubrics because that will help guide you. Now I want to challenge you to try to do your very best work on this project. I know it's a little bit cumbersome because you're collaborating, but I think that collaboration is important. Again, use your wiki space to collaborate with your partner. That's where you can design the elements of the video and the lesson plan as well as the elements of the video. And try to be as creative and as interesting as you can because you never know, you might be able to use this video product as part of a portfolio, professional portfolio, and you can share it with others. If you're going for a new position, you might want to share it to show what you've accomplished. So try to make it as professional as possible. We are all amateurs in this area, but it's good to push yourself and try to make it as professional as possible. And I guess that's my guiding principle for you. I just want to make sure that everybody's you're pushing yourself as much as you can, and you're trying to do something that you haven't done before. Because it would be a shame to take this class, have these opportunities, and not stretch yourself to do something that you haven't done before. All right, that's it for now. I'm going to sign off, but as you continue to work with your projects, please get in touch with me if you have any issues or concerns. Have a great day.